See if I understand this right. The boiler right behind you is an electric steam boiler, and that went in with qzab in 2006. And these are electric hot water heaters, am I right?
Right.
They went in 2006.
Right.
The electric, what is that, electrical panel back there?
Yes, that's our boiler and these water heaters and some of our electric heat stuff uses 480 volts, so we had to have all new transmissions put in.
Paid for with qzap.
Right.
Now, this is our fuel oil boiler, isn't it?
Correct.
And how often is this thing used?
Well, it's our standby boiler now. It's used, well, if we get interrupted by otter tail power on our electric, then it gets used. And this year it's probably only been used twice, but you know, we run it a couple times a week just to make sure it's working for a short period, maybe an hour or two a week.
John, which boiler used to burn the wood pucks?
That's this one over here, the far one, and all the augers and the attachments that made it work have been removed.
And that's because you couldn't get the wood product to burn in there. In 2001, you went with that Fulton boiler. Is that right?
Correct.
Started out okay and then started failing.
Right.
All right. The elementary, their electric boiler that they have, did that come with qzab?
Yes, it did. Those two small electrics did. Yes.
Yep. And the fuel oil boiler that the elementary has came with the 96 building project. Am I right?
Correct.
What was in there before?
There was one fuel oil boiler, a Rose. And then after 96 until, I guess 2006, we had two fuel oil boilers in there. So now we have one fuel oil boiler and two electrics.
The control system for operating the equipment, turning things on and off, did that come from qzab or was that here before?
Part of it was here before, but it was not quite as extensive. And then with qzap, that's when it got to be, more building automation. Basically, before all it did was turn things on and off. In 2006, then we were able to do all this monitoring and be able to tell. It was all computerized, where we could access it.
At both the elementary and the high school?
Yes.
I noticed in going through the qzab materials, the main focus to start out with was to go from steam to hot water heat, but it never happened. Why didn't it happen? The calculations came back to be so expensive. It was just way out of our reach to do that, piping wise and pumps and everything. It was more than we were ready to undertake. In terms of the whole qzab project, looking back on it, what do you see as some big benefits?
Well, this Latner boiler is probably the best. The building automation was good, but right now the software and stuff is getting out of date. So I mean, that was a good thing at the time.
Yeah.
I guess the boilers at the elementary didn't turn out the way we had hoped. Obviously, these water heaters didn't turn out the way we had hoped.
Because right now they're not even working?
They're not used. They were only used for probably a year and a half, and then they were filled with lime.
Okay. What about the negative side of qzab? Where did it come up and not meet your expectations?
Well, it would have been these water heaters for one, and the two electric boilers at the elementary. That, you know, in hindsight, if we could have put in a Latner over there, that would have been beautiful.
Okay. Latners were more expensive?
Well, it's expensive and it was bigger. I mean, we would have had to chop a hole in the wall somewhere over
Yeah.
there, and those two little ones we were able to take in through the doors.
And we still don't have the elementary heating system fixed, do we?